Well, take a look at this. The historic Artemis moon mission now a wrap, with the Orion capsule splashing down into the Pacific Ocean. Artemis launched last month from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida. And after a 1.4 million mile flight lasting nearly 26 days, the next generation uncrewed capsule returned to Earth.
It entered the atmosphere over the Pacific Ocean before splashing right on schedule, 12:40 p.m. off the west coast of the Baja Peninsula. Throughout its mission, the Orion capsule beamed back photos and videos of the lunar surface. NASA plans 2 more Artemis test flights before it launches the regular mission to the moon to establish a lunar base camp.
Wow. Congressional leaders and the White House now struggling to reach a deal on a massive government funding package. Democrats and Republicans still have not agreed on top-line spending numbers that will fund the federal government through the fiscal year that ends in September of 2023.
The two parties are about $26 billion apart on domestic spending. Lawmakers warn that they almost certainly will need to pass a short-term measure to avoid a shutdown at the end of this week.
Officials had hoped to wrap up their work in the lame duck session by Friday, but are now making plans to stay around right up until the Christmas weekend. COVID-related hospital admissions are now climbing again in the United States, with older adults a growing share of U.S. deaths and less than half of nursing home residents up to date on COVID-19 vaccinations. Hospitalizations for people with COVID-19 rose by more than 30% in just 2 weeks.
The CDC says much of that increase is driven by older people and those with existing health problems. About 1 in every 600 flights in the country has a medical emergency, and now a group of doctors is sounding the alarm about what they call inadequate airline medical kits. One father was flying with his 11-year-old daughter when her eyes started swelling and her airway then began to close.
He said he knew he needed an EpiPen, but the flight attendant said they did not have one.
All I kept thinking of is I'm going to lose my daughter. I would never want another parent to go through that feeling of this could be it.
Now, as it stands, commercial airlines are required by the FAA to carry emergency medical kits, which does include epinephrine to treat allergic reactions, but they aren't required to have it in pre-measured doses that are easy to administer, like simply using an EpiPen. Luckily, a doctor on board this flight was able to give the young girl the proper dosage.
6:26 right now. Let's see how people are responding to our question of the morning on Facebook. Our question: when you buy one of these, it's generally at least 10 years old.
And here are some of your answers. Lance says scotch, Jody says a vehicle, and Pearl says cheese. I don't know, you guys. We're all kind of on the same path here.
Yeah, good stuff.
To leave your answer, check out the question on our Valley News Live Facebook page. We'll be back with the correct answer a little later on in show.
New at 6:30, hockey families all over Minnesota are stunned after the death of a young player on his way home from a game.
Plus, we're tracking breaking news about a home burglary involving a gun, and it wasn't the burglar who was holding it.
Plus, ahead this morning, Lisa Green is in with what you need to know about multi-First Alert weather days in store. You're going to want to pay attention to what we have to say. It could change your plans.